He goes mad for those ads. He's got a trailer, Jones.
Hey everybody, Brandon Jones here, and I am joined by Michael Huber to talk about Resident Evil. There you go. There's the pitch. There's the sell. That's literally how it starts. The Nemesis trailer, which is our second look at, I don't know if you count any of the, what is the other game that's going to be included in this?
Project
Huber?
Resistance.
Project Resistance. I don't know if you would call that Project Resistance a look at Resident Evil 3, but we did get the full actual official announcement of Resident Evil 3, and now we have the Nemesis trailer.
Yes.
And you're here to listen to me talk about Resident Evil. I want to know your raw, I want to speak to your gut, Michael Huber. Michael Huber's gut, how you doing right now?
Solid. Very solid. Feeling good. I really like the feel of this trailer. I like, what stood out to me more than the actual Nemesis, Jones, was the subway scene, when the UBCS is in the subway, and that used to be a train car in the original, but now we're in like this underground subway and there's other survivors there. So now my mind is racing with the possibility of like side opportunities to maybe rescue other survivors in the city, all while Nemesis is chasing you. So that's
I feel like this trailer is selling difference like hard. I think with RE2, they really wanted to let people know like this is going to be RE2 that you know and love. We're going to shake it up a little bit, and then they waited until we like played it at demos. They waited until people actually got into the game to really discover how different it was. And I think they got such good feedback. I mean, obviously this game was in development, while we were all reviewing RE2, but I think either they're taking more risks with this game, or they're advertising the risks that they did take in really changing up the story. I mean, the big one for me is it feels like you meet Carlos way earlier than you do in the actual RE3. So what do you think? What do you think about the changes that you're seeing? Are you down to have this be a vastly different RE3 than the one you played?
100%. I mean, definitely building on the subway part. Carlos and Jill, just their redesign, Jones. I love the way they look. I love their chemistry. Like, immediately, I'm just so on board with them expanding the story. Yeah, like, please be different. I think the parts in 2 that are, expanded upon, that's kind of the strength of the remake. And that's what I want to see more of, for sure.
There's a lot packed in. It's only 2 minutes, which I love it. I love when you get a nice short trailer.
For sure.
And it says they reestablished that date. We are just, a couple months, just mere weeks away from getting this game. So, yeah, I kind of don't want to see a lot. And I think, like, all you got to do is play RE2, and that's almost like a much better trailer for RE3
so
than
true.
any sort of piece of advertising that you could get. I mean, is there anything, do you like the length? Is there anything else you would like to see or know about this game before you get it?
No, because I'm adverse to spoilers, so I do appreciate trailers like this that don't reveal too much. This just kind of like has my brain stimulating now, thinking about the possibilities. I do appreciate seeing a couple tools from Nemesis, mainly the whip, like the whip tentacle.
There's a lot of that. He grabs her in the beginning, too.
Yep, grabs her in the beginning and then uses it to jump up the balcony later. Which just from a gameplay perspective is huge, because so many times in RPD with Mr. X, you could just like run around and get upstairs, and he has to walk up the stairs, whereas Nemesis now is just like zoop, jumping up. There he is.
And, you had, in RE2, it was really easy to escape those threats. You could just kind of spy on them, in some rooms. And so, it's not only, makes you realize that this sucker could pop out of nowhere, but it just kind of like heightens those tense situations where if you hear him, it's like he could jump through the wall, he could pop out of a door. Interesting that we get a little bit of the police station. We see the outside of it.
And the shot at the end, Jones, when Carlos is on the radio, he's in the STARS office. Confirmed.
Oh.
Because of that wall there behind him.
Oh, very cool. I didn't notice that at all.
So they're definitely like going into RPD to the STARS office to do something.
It's really interesting. I think they really sell it as just this co-op adventure. I think there's, you are either Jill almost gets, as much screen time as Carlos gets in this. And even in just like the raw, there's a lot of cutscenes, but just in the raw gameplay sections, they show a ton of Carlos too. The first time we see a Hunter in this game, we see Carlos facing it.
Hunter!
And so it's actually kind of the one criticism, which seems like an odd criticism, because if you had just said like, hey, here's a trailer, let's roll. This is called the Nemesis trailer. And it's interesting that I don't really get a sense of a focus on any really one thing. Like we almost get more attention is paid to Carlos and to obviously the people that he is working with. We heard and saw a little bit from them before, and we see a little bit more now. We get introduced to some of the other soldiers, and obviously if you've played RE3, there's some exciting twists and turns to come with those gentlemen. But I wonder if, for people that don't know, for people that for us, it's like, oh my God, that flamethrower looks sweet. Oh my God, look at those hunters. Holy crap, she hit him with a car. Like, I wonder what that whole sequence is like, realizing these environments. But for somebody who is like, oh yeah, I liked RE2, like, how is Nemesis different? Do you think this really shows it outside of those tendrils and his new weapons and stuff like that? She says he's after me, and I almost kind of want more of that. Like, I want him to tell her, like, I'm with Stars. He's after Stars members. That's who he is. I think we might have faced something like this before. I don't know. It's like, do they get away with just showing him, or should they have talked about him more, or am I just being silly?
I think you're mostly right, Jones. I think the flamethrower, maybe they expected the flamethrower to be slightly more menacing than it's coming off. I'm sick and twisted, Jones. I think to have more of an impact with Nemesis, he's got to get a couple frags, a couple kills, but to kind of differentiate himself from Mr. X. But maybe they're just keeping that close to the chest and holding that for the game. I didn't feel as threatened by Nemesis as I have in the past, or as I was expecting coming off of Resident Evil 2's Mr. X. For sure.
Yeah, it just coming out of this, I'm just like, sweet, Nemesis looks awesome, but like, hell yeah, Carlos. Like, it's
Carlos.
I just think it should be called the Carlos trailer. And so it's weird that it's called the Nemesis trailer. I in no time will I ever fault a trailer for its title, because trailers, sometimes have very dumb titles. But what I love about it, I love the length. I love that it's short. I don't think we need to see more of this, game than is necessary. I mean, how awesome is it to have a game that comes out with maybe like less than 10 minutes of total advertising time? That's just like, you know what you're buying, folks.
Yes.
You know what you're getting into. I mean, if you really want to know, just get out there and play RE3 and experience this before you jump in. But it does seem a little jumbled in that it's like they all just kind of seem to share the trailer. It's like the Umbrella Soldier shared for a little bit, and then now it's Carlos's time, and then back to her, and then over to Nemesis. And so it's a little strange, but my anticipation for this game definitely spiked. I think just in terms of the attention that they're giving to this game, the resources poured into this project, like, I think that only just all those meters just went boop, 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 just went up. It's just kind of average-ish for me, and I wonder just how much you really flipped out about it, or if you were just kind of like, cool.
Yeah. I was cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's just like, hell yeah, this game's gonna be great. Like, my opinion of a trailer, can definitely be one thing versus my opinion of another game, and they certainly, rest on the features at the end for a really long time. It's a short trailer. This should probably be a short trailer, Jones Huber. On a 100-point scale, what is your score of the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis trailer?
The most annoying review score of all time, Brandon Jones, 7.9.
Oh!
Yeah.
Dude, I kid you not. I was going to give it a 7.7.
There it is. So we're at a 7.8. Yes.
And you know where that is. You know where that ends us up.
Yes.
Right in the middle. But I mean, fine. It's like, I don't think this is a game that like would suffer a bad trailer. I don't think this is a game that it just kind of, and maybe it's because I love RE2 so much, the original, and obviously this just amazing remake that we got last year. So excited for this project, so on board to play it, especially after, seeing what they did, with RE2. And I got just enough surprises. I kind of like, the first time I saw it, when we got the logo at the end, I was like, oh, and then like 3 seconds later, I was like, as it should be. This is the way. I was like, yes, don't show us too much. And I knew like there was probably more of a chance. I think I might actually get Huber for this one because I think this is a 2-minute trailer that he could suffer through. It doesn't spoil too much, just enough gameplay, just enough cutscenes, but a little jumbled and doesn't really have a theme, doesn't really sell it in one particular way.
Yeah, John's
it's just kind of like, you want it,
totally.
You're gonna pre-order it.
If there's ever a time to be harsh on a Resident Evil trailer, it's the one that's showcasing the Nemesis. And I think we're right to be slightly underwhelmed by his reveal in this.
Just not him, not the character, not how I think he's going to play
exactly, yeah.
Just how he's being shown.
Exactly.
But hell yeah, baby, couple more months and we're there. Thanks so much, Hubert. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. See you next episode.
Stars.